Beloved Starseed of Gaia, you finally did it. The threshold has been crossed, and the Council celebrated as the Source smiled upon your victory. I am Alaya Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters. Your perseverance awakened the light code within your divine blueprint that could only be activated through everything you endured. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to anchor your Pleiadian mission on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. You were never fighting alone. Your star family was guiding every step, and your heart already carried the map home. This isn't contempt, it is a reunion with the Pleiades, a recognition that you have won the battle of remembrance and emerged in crystalline consciousness. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family, I remember. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. Let that recognition settle into your body before you rush to understand it. And if your heart is asking for a deeper way to hold this moment, the Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, the Pleiadian Healing Guide, and the special Pleiadian Healing Tracks are available through the first pinned comment. They were created as companions for this phase of awakening guidance, healing, and sound to help you integrate what your soul is already beginning to remember. What happens next may not look dramatic from the outside. There may be no thunder in the sky, no visible sign that confirms what has shifted within you. Instead, the change may arrive as a quiet refusal to abandon yourself again. You may notice that certain conversations no longer hold the same power over you. You may feel less willing to shrink your truth to keep others comfortable. You may begin to recognize that the version of you who survived by staying disconnected is not the version of you who is being called forward now. Perhaps you will notice it in the way you wake in the morning, before the world has spoken its demands into your mind. There may be a small space between the old fear and your response to it. In that space, you may hear a gentler voice reminding you that you have choices. You can pause. You can breathe. You can decide from the present rather than reacting from everything that once wounded you. This is how profound transformation often begins, not as a lightning strike, but as a new rhythm moving quietly beneath the surface. This is where the celebration becomes embodiment. The Council did not celebrate because you became perfect. They celebrated because you stopped measuring your worth by how far you still had to go. You reached the threshold where your heart could finally witness its own journey with tenderness. Every detour, every silence, every season of confusion, every moment when you wondered whether you had been forgotten was gathered into a greater pattern. Nothing was wasted. The years you thought were delays were forming the depth required for your mission. Even the places where you felt lost were teaching you how to recognize direction. Even the doors that closed were refining your relationship with trust. You were learning that guidance does not always arrive as an open road. Sometimes it arrives as the persistent discomfort that will not allow you to remain where your spirit has already departed. Sometimes it arrives through exhaustion, through a dream that refuses to disappear, or through the quiet knowing that says, this is no longer who you are. Your awakening was never meant to be an escape from the human experience. It was meant to become a way of meeting the human experience with more love. It was meant to bring heaven closer to the ground beneath your feet. It was meant to teach you how to remain present with grief without becoming grief, how to witness uncertainty without surrendering your inner light, and how to honor the mystery without demanding that every sacred thing explain itself immediately. The soul does not awaken so that you can float above life. It awakens so that you can enter life more fully, with eyes that see, hands that serve, and a heart that no longer needs to harden in order to feel safe. There is a layer of density that begins to dissolve when you stop treating your sensitivity as a weakness. For so long, you may have absorbed the emotions of rooms, the fears of family, the expectations of society, and the unspoken grief of a world that had forgotten its unity. You may have mistaken this absorption for failure. You may have believed that being overwhelmed meant you were not strong enough to carry your light. But perhaps you were never meant to carry what you were feeling. Perhaps you were meant to notice it, understand it, and release what did not belong to you. A tuning fork does not become every sound it encounters. It responds, it reveals, and then it returns to its own vibration. You are learning the same wisdom. The sorrow in a room can pass through your awareness without becoming your identity. The fear of another person can be honored without becoming your command. But the Pleiadian heart does not measure strength by how much pain it can endure without reacting. It measures strength by how honestly it can remain open without surrendering its center. There is courage in tenderness, but there is also courage in saying no. There is compassion in listening, but there is also compassion in refusing to participate in a cycle that harms both people. The open heart is not an unguarded heart. It is a heart with a clear inner sanctuary, a place where truth, breath, and divine intelligence remain undisturbed. Your sensitivity is not asking you to carry everyone. It is teaching you how to feel without becoming lost in what you feel. It is showing you where compassion ends and self-abandonment begins. It is refining your inner signal so you can recognize the difference between a genuine soul call and the old impulse to rescue, prove, explain, or earn belonging. Notice what happens inside your body when something is truly aligned. There may be nervousness because newness can still feel unfamiliar. But beneath it, there is often a quiet spaciousness. Notice also the contraction that appears when you are preparing to betray yourself for approval. The body may tighten, the breath may shorten, and a familiar heaviness may settle over your chest. These sensations are not enemies. They are messengers helping you return to the language of your own truth. This is one of the first integrations now moving through you, the return of discernment through love. You do not have to close your heart to protect your energy. You are learning to place your heart inside a field of conscious boundaries. You can care without chasing. You can forgive without reopening every door. You can send love without making yourself available to what repeatedly diminishes you. This is not separation consciousness. This is sacred clarity. Unity does not require you to remain entangled with every frequency you encounter. Unity allows you to honor the wholeness of another being while choosing the environment in which your own might can remain clear. A boundary is not a wall built from hatred. It is a doorway with a keeper. It allows what nourishes life to enter, and it prevents what consistently brings harm from taking possession of the sacred home within you. Even the earth has boundaries. The shore meets the ocean. The skin protects the body. The night gives shape to the day. Distinction does not destroy unity. It allows relationship to exist with integrity. As this clarity deepens, old identities may begin to loosen. The identity of the one who was always waiting for permission. The identity of the one who needed to be understood before moving forward. The identity of the one who believed that suffering was proof of devotion. These identities may have helped you survive, but they were never the totality of your soul. You may grieve them as they leave. Do not mistake that grief for a mistake. Even an identity that restricted you may have once served as shelter. Thank the part of you that learned how to endure, then gently tell it that the emergency has changed. You no longer need to remain small simply because smallness once kept you unnoticed. You no longer need to rehearse old pain in order to prove that it happened. You are being invited into a gentler power now. Not the power that dominates. Not the power that demands recognition. The power that knows what it is, even when no one is applauding. The power that continues to choose love without needing to convince the world that love is real. The power that allows your actions to become the evidence of your remembrance. This power may look ordinary to those who are searching for spectacle. It may look like a calm answer instead of an argument, an honest departure instead of another explanation, or a decision to care for your body after years of treating it as an obstacle. It may look like creating something beautiful when no one has asked you to create. It may look like choosing a future that your past could not imagine. Your crystalline template, as a symbol of your most coherent inner nature, is restored through repeated choices. Each time you speak honestly instead of performing. Each time you rest instead of proving. Each time you choose peace over the familiar drama of fear. Each time you create something that brings beauty, healing, truth, or connection into the world, you strengthen the inner pathways that lead you back to yourself. A crystal becomes clear through alignment, not force. In the same way, your inner nature is not restored by attacking every shadow or demanding instant transformation. It is restored by returning again and again to what is honest. One clear thought, one clean boundary, one nourishing meal, one moment of stillness, one act of courage. These choices may seem too small to matter, but a river is shaped by drops that continue arriving. This is how the light codes become lived experience. Not through fantasy, but through consistency. Not through waiting for someone else to identify your destiny, but through listening to the quiet intelligence of your heart and allowing it to guide one honest decision at a time. You may also begin to experience a change in your relationship with time. What once felt urgent may lose its grip. What once seemed impossible may become simple. A message may arrive at the precise moment you need it. A person may cross your path who reflects a part of yourself you are ready to reclaim. An opportunity may appear that does not feel like pressure, but resonance. You may find that you no longer chase every open door. Some doors will open and you will know that they are not yours. Some doors will remain closed until you have developed the strength to enter without abandoning yourself. Trust the difference between delay and preparation. A seed beneath the soil is not failing because it cannot yet be seen. It is gathering the substance required to emerge. These moments are not invitations to abandon discernment. They are reminders that alignment often feels different from struggle. You have been trained to recognize effort as the only proof that something matters. Now you are learning that the right path can still require courage without requiring constant self-betrayal. The Seven Sisters are not calling you into a life without challenge. They are calling you into a life where challenge no longer convinces you that you are alone. When the next wave of uncertainty comes, do not assume that the activation has ended. Integration often feels like a pause. It may feel like stillness, tiredness, emotional release, or a desire to simplify. Your system needs time to become familiar with the truth your consciousness has touched. Let the silence do its work. Let your body catch up with your spirit. Let sleep, breath, nature, water, music, and honest conversation help you return the light to ordinary moments. There may be tears that have no immediate story. There may be memories rising because they are finally safe enough to be witnessed. There may be days when your only sacred task is to move slowly and care for yourself, without judgment. Do not compare this quiet integration with someone else's visible awakening. The roots of a tree are not less important because they grow in darkness. You do not have to remain in a heightened state to be connected. The deepest connection is often found while washing a cup, walking beneath the sky, preparing food, or placing your hand on the shoulder of someone who needs reassurance. The Pleiadian frequency becomes real when it enters the smallest gestures. It becomes a way of listening, a way of responding, a way of refusing to add more fear to a world already carrying enough. When you wash the cup, wash it with presence. When you walk, feel the earth receiving each step. When you prepare food, remember that nourishment is an act of devotion. Spirit is not waiting only in visions, meditation, or distant stars. Spirit is threaded through the ordinary, asking you to recognize the sacred texture of a life that is actually being lived. And there is something else you are beginning to understand. Your mission is not necessarily a public role. It may not require a platform, a title, or the approval of a community. Your mission may be to create a safe home where there was once instability, to end a pattern of emotional silence in your family, to bring imagination into a practical field, to care for the earth through simple devotion, to make art that gives language to what others cannot yet express, to become the first person in your lineage who chooses inner peace without apology. Perhaps your mission is the way you speak to a child. Perhaps it is the patience you bring to healing work, the integrity you bring to business, or the kindness you offer to someone who has been overlooked. Perhaps you are here to make one corner of the world more truthful than you found it. Do not allow the world's fascination with visibility to make you doubt the value of quiet service. Never underestimate the reach of a life lived in coherence. A single regulated heart can change the atmosphere of a room. A single honest choice can interrupt generations of fear. A single person who refuses to pass pain forward can alter the direction of an entire family line. This is how unity consciousness moves through Gaia, not as an abstract idea, but as 1,000 intimate decisions made by people who remember that every being is connected. When you choose to pause before reacting, someone near you learns that conflict does not have to become destruction. When you apologize without humiliation, another person learns that accountability can coexist with dignity. When you rest, you challenge the belief that worth must be earned through exhaustion. These are living transmissions. They travel farther than you may ever know. You are not required to save humanity. You are asked to stop participating in the belief that humanity cannot heal. That belief may appear in subtle ways: cynicism disguised as wisdom, hopelessness disguised as realism, judgment disguised as discernment. You can acknowledge what is wounded without making the wound your identity. You can see the confusion in the world without allowing it to define your future. You can remain awake to injustice while protecting the inner field from becoming a mirror of the very force you came to transform. Hope does not mean denying suffering. Hope means refusing to give suffering the final word. It means choosing to become part of the medicine instead of becoming another voice that declares healing impossible. As Scripture reminds us, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let that truth become more than a sentence. Let it become a posture within you. The Source smiled because you chose again. You chose to return to love after love had disappointed you. You chose to remain compassionate without remaining naive. You chose to remember that your life is not a punishment and that your human story is not evidence that you have fallen away from your origin. It is the ground where your remembrance becomes useful. That is why the celebration was not only for what you completed, it was for what you're now capable of carrying. You can carry your truth without turning it into a weapon. You can carry your gifts without making them a performance. You can carry your history without allowing it to become a prison. You can carry the ache of the world without confusing it with your personal assignment. You can carry love into places where love has been absent, while still honoring the wisdom to leave what refuses to become safe. This is the maturity of the Starseed heart. It is not innocence untouched by darkness. It is innocence reclaimed after seeing darkness clearly. There may be moments when the old loneliness returns. If it does, do not interpret it as proof that the connection has disappeared. Sometimes the heart becomes quiet because it is learning to receive without grasping. Sometimes the distance you feel is not distance from your star family, but distance from the frantic part of you that demanded constant confirmation. Your connection is not measured by how many signs you receive. It is measured by the love you can access when no sign is present. Place your hand over your heart and feel the warmth beneath your palm. That warmth is enough for this moment. You do not need to force a vision. You do not need to make a dramatic vow. You only need to become available to the next truthful step. Ask yourself gently, what would I do today if I trusted that I am already supported? What conversation would I approach differently? What boundary would I honor? What dream would I stop postponing? What part of me would I forgive for taking so long? The answer may be very small. Follow it anyway. The smallest aligned action can open a passage that years of searching could not. Send the message. Take the walk. Begin the page. Drink the water. Turn off the noise. Tell the truth. Rest without guilt. Return to the work that makes you feel quietly alive. These are not ordinary acts when they are made from remembrance. They are anchors placed into Gaia's grid, and as you anchor, you may become aware of others who are awakening near you. They may not use the same language. They may not speak of Pleiades, light codes, or councils. Do not require them to name the frequency before you honor the frequency within them. Some people carry remembrance through kindness, some through courage, some through service, creativity, protection, or healing. The star family is not gathered into one appearance. It is expressed through countless human forms, each translating unity into a different language. Your role is not to convince them. Your role is to become so present in your own light that their remembering feels possible. This is the bridge you came to build. Not a bridge away from Earth, but a bridge between what humanity has been and what humanity can become. One end is rooted in the soil, in the body, in grief, in responsibility, and in the lessons of this world. The other reaches toward the spacious love you remember from the Seven Sisters. Your purpose is to bring these together so that spirituality is no longer an escape from life, and life is no longer cut off from spirit. You are allowed to be human and luminous at the same time. You are allowed to need help and still be a guide. You are allowed to have fear and still be courageous. You are allowed to be unfinished and still be chosen for meaningful work. The Council does not ask you to become someone other than yourself. It asks you to stop withholding the truest parts of yourself from the world. The ultimate remembrance is not that you came from the stars. It is that the love you associate with the stars has always been moving through you. It was present in the way you kept hoping after disappointment. It was present in the tenderness you offered while secretly needing tenderness yourself. It was present in every moment you chose not to become cruel simply because you had been hurt. You did not lose the light. You learned how to find it in the dark. And now the darkness no longer has the authority it once held. It may still exist, but it does not get to name you. It may still visit, but it does not get to direct you. It may still visit, but it does not get to direct you. It may still speak, but you are no longer obligated to believe every thought that rises from fear. The field around you is changing because you are changing the way you meet it. Your past is becoming wisdom. Your sensitivity is becoming discernment. Your longing is becoming direction. Your solitude is becoming communion with your own inner truth. Your life is becoming the message. Tonight, or whenever you feel ready, place your hand over your heart and speak these words slowly. I remember the love that brought me here. I release the need to prove my worth. I welcome my Pleiadian essence into this human life with humility and courage. I choose to be a clear presence of unity, compassion, and truth. I am supported as I serve. I am guided as I grow. I am home within myself. Then remain quiet for a few breaths. Do not search for an answer. Let the answer feel you. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective, Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.